All right, my name is Hiram Shelton, and this is my video on correctional staff and the differences between male and female employees as correctional officers. So in first just thinking about this, obviously your mind wants to go like, maybe female officers are kinder, maybe they just have a special touch, maybe by bringing female officers into male prisons, they'll be nicer and maybe they'll get a better response. But that actually is not necessarily the case. So first, one of the articles I found is from the U.S. Department of Justice, and it's actually the opposite situation where men are guarding women. And what they found was that the inmates behaved better having male guards there. They were more likely to be more proper and to just to behave better in all situations. But the only thing was that they did not want to have to be like searched by a male officer. And so just for their comfortability in those more private spaces, they would have women do that. But then in looking at the opposite side, the one I started with, where female officers are working in male prisons, it's also the same. It's also by the Office of Justice Programs. They found that just by having more women in male prisons, there was less assault happening from the inmates. But this does not necessarily mean that it's because they are nicer or because they are more strict or less strict. It really just has to do with the fact that having the opposite gender there, for whatever reason, whether it's sexual attraction or maybe it was just manners that were taught to them growing up, that are kind of shown from the inmates. The statistics, though, are there that there is less assault and less misbehaving when opposite gender officers are watching at a prison. Now, I do want to talk about some of the issues as well. So obviously, with opposite sex, it is going to be difficult with, there is attraction sometimes. There is attraction just between men and women. That's just how things are in nature, right? So that's definitely something that facilities have to be careful of, is making sure that that any attraction is, not happening. And if it is happening, that it is not ever going anywhere. And really that's the only thing that can kind of get in the way. But as far as having males watching females and females watching males, as long as their privacy is being kept, it's actually preferred by the inmates, and it helps the prisons stay less chaotic.